back.
What's up?
With Jimbo,
I'm here finally.
the coach, the winning coach. All right.
Scott had no chance.
Scott had no chance.
Why is my name over there
Yeah.
next to BMS?
Because I've been sitting here the whole time.
Ah.
Look. It's the small things, right? All right. We're going to jump straight into... So we asked the players to do a little bit of guessing, I guess.
Yeah.
About what they felt the other team would be playing.
Yeah, so we asked them to name, the 7 players and what they thought that they would be on.
Yep.
So here we've got the 7 players on the Blue Ella Melbourne Blasters team and what the Blue Moon squad thought they were playing and what they were actually playing. As you can see here, they did relatively well. Tom's is correct, Richards is correct, no surprise there.
Yeah.
Michael Leslie's correct, Billinghurst was 50-50 on Grixis or Moon. The other 3, close, Jeans, Mardu and 4 Color Legends are comparable archetypes, I think. Paul, well out of left field, and Graham had a successful misdirection where he posted this deck list in the Smack Talk chat of this Grixis, Time Vault, and Painter's Servant, and that sort of garbage. I mean, deck.
Yep.
And looks like the Frankston boys bought it.
So then we have, let's see, let's go to the actual one I meant to go to. Stole my mouse. Stop stealing my mouse. There we go.
And as you can see here, were the Malvern players.
Literally nailed it.
Yeah, look.
How?
They had a pretty good beat on it.
How did they? How?
What we did was there was an event on Tuesday in Frankston, and we went down there, and they were all playing exactly these decks.
Oh, looks like our players have literally started without us.
All right, well, let's tune in, see what we've got.
Interesting. All right, whatever. We're away, boys. We're off to the races.
Oh, I was there when he won that volcanic.
Nice.
We've got Cecil here on Mono Black. He is Frankston's entry into the best beard competition.
Definitely.
Definitely the losing side in that competition.
You reckon?
Yeah, Graham's got him locked out.
Graham's is pretty impressive. Sax used to be pretty good.
Look, you can see it right here. It's just
Sax
creeping into the shot.
Sax used to be pretty good.
And then on the other side here, we have Richard Owen, known for his mint Black Lotus in his
yes, as
fresh
well,
out of a pack.
as well.
And
Really?
scraped across carpet.
Oh, that one.
Run over by a bulldozer.
Does it tap? But does it tap for 3 of any color?
It does, yeah. It still has all the words written on it.
That's
Black
important.
Lotus
Well, that's a
does.
good start versus
I
the
mean,
Storm deck.
It has most of.
That's a great start versus Storm deck.
Yeah, turn 2 hymns, pretty good. Going here, looks like he's letting that slide.
Yeah, he's going to let that one go through. Look, so you would think that this is a very favourable matchup for Cecil or Sack or Jack, depends what you want to call him.
Yeah, you can call him whatever you want. He won't.
Which it is. But I've seen Richard win through definitely games he shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the. I've been in both group chats for this. The build up to this event, and the Frankston guys are like, yeah, all right, we can beat Richard Owen. We'll just play some counter spells, and we'll be good. But I did have to let them know that no, you don't just need counter spells. You need some mixture of
we discussed this in the last game actually. Yeah,
a board presence, some interaction with the hand, some counter spells,
Pressure,
some permanent based 8 cards.
Yep.
Great. And Cecil's deck here can provide that.
Yep.
He's got the discard package, got permanent based 8 cards, and he can also just provide a clock. Cards like Giraffe's Messenger and Grey Merchant will just kill you dead.
Yep, he's got some aggressive cards. Richard, his deck is it's a toolbox kind of stormy deck. Like he's got lots of ways to end up in the same position. Like he can sort of kill you in a few different ways depending on how he has to do it.
Yeah, this is a pretty clean Storm deck. It's got a few different win conditions between. Also has some cool sideboarding options, which I'm sure we'll see later when we get to it. I'll admit I don't know that one.
Oh, that plays some weird card. He plays some very weird cards, and of course they're always foreign. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can. I have the information. I can find out.
like he's resolving a ponder.
I've seen him play this card before, and it's similar to that, but it's not that.
Portent.
Is Portent. It is that. It is Portent.
I've never seen that artwork of Portent.
Maybe. It's foreign. I'm not. Are they new? Are they the new swamps? I like those.
Those are snow-covered
They're the
swamps.
snow-covered
That
swamps.
is
They are
correct.
very nice.
The owner of this deck wanted 19 matching swamps.
Yep, snow-covered swamps is the way to do it.
It also opened up some cool sideboard options.
So leads with. Oh, pardon me.
We see here a Necropotence.
Necropotence.
Hey Vance, I see you in the chat there. Why is Necro not pointed? Calling you out.
Well, usually, according to. Apparently, Cess was talking in one of his games earlier. He got Necro locked, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I did see that actually. There was a Bitter Blossom and a Necropotence.
And he just died.
A Punishing Fire on the other side. It was a very weird game.
Apparently, Cess just died. All right. So,
I see some clarification from Vance. Necro isn't pointed because it's bad.
Yep, they're totally valid.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that logic. That's pretty good. Alright, so Richard's going to the box. He's getting the dice out. This means that Cecil's just dead and we can go look at sideboarding options.
Yeah, look, we'll watch a little bit of the Storm and then we'll see how... Oh, he's got the Lion's Eye Diamond in hand. He's dead. Oh.
So here we see a Rite of Flame has been cast. This is typically when I'm playing Storm where I'm just like, alright, cast all my cards and then die. I'm not very good at Storm.
Just run out of gas. Oh, God.
We got a Yugmoth's Will. There's a Rain of Filth he's discarding, as well as Tendrils.
Oh, there's the kill.
So I don't know if he's dead, because I'm not very good at combo, but he's at least putting him down to some 2 life or something like that. When Necro is no longer an issue.
Yeah, he's just going to go for some amount of... Storm's already at 6.
5.
Storm's, oh, that's the Storm count there. Okay, yeah, so cool. Storm's at 5. He doesn't even need to go to lethal. Like, he can just let him be Necro locked.
Rain of Filth. Yeah, so here you can just go Rite of Flame 7.
Still one short.
Be putting him to 2. That seems fine.
It doesn't need much beyond that. Now the problem is, Cecil untaps with something and kills him with a onboard threat.
I don't actually know if Cecil's got any land. Got a Phyrexian Obliterator. But the other part of this is that Richard is going to gain 18 life.
Yes, that's the other. That is true. The lesser known aspect of the Tendrils card.
That's right. Question in chat asking why the players have headsets on. It's for a few reasons. Number one, as you mentioned, some sweet live trash talking. We did catch some of that in round 2. But there's also just the possibility for... We need clarification from the board.
Yep.
The producer can ask the question.
We can talk to them, they can talk to us, you guys can hear them if we wanted.
It also provides some amount of noise dampening. It quietens the rest of the room for them.
He just... What? So not kill him? Why... What? I'm confused then. What? He had no draw engine, so why did he do that if he was just not going to do it? He had no way to see more. He had no way to see more cards.
He must have miscounted
the Storm. He didn't have a way to see more cards, right? So he knew. It's purely a miscalc, right?
So what he could have done there is he cracked 1 Lotus for red, 1 Lotus for black.
Yep.
If he'd cracked the red one for blue instead, he could have played 2 cantrips. Like he passed with 7 mana and 7 Storm. Undo the Rite of Flame. He's got 6 mana, 6 Storm. 8 Storm. And
I still think you just do it, right?
I think if he cracked one of the LEDs for blue and black, I think he had the lethal.
Yeah, okay, you think he just misplayed it.
See, Cecil's got to untap. He's got a Phyrexian Tower to go with his Relentless Dead.
Right, so now...
Ooh,
doesn't... Well, I mean, it doesn't do much against Richard, let's be real. It's just a big body.
Yeah, look, that's a 5/4, a 6/4 trample now.
Yeah, but I mean, Richard's not doing damage to it.
Deathrite Shaman coming down here, which means that Richard...
Oh, Liliana's going to... So there's a Liliana. Liliana resolves. You don't have cards in hand for a long time.
Cecil's now untapped with the Deathrite Shaman, which means that Tendril.
Tendrils is gone. He's going to get him with Mutavault. He's going to play Liliana. He's going to make him discard a card. He's
If I had an advantage bar, I couldn't push it far enough towards Cecil right now.
yeah. Cessa's definitely got this. Is he going to play Liana? Yeah, he has to play Liana, right?
Have to.
I feel like you're wrong not to.
There's no real downside to
Yeah,
it.
I just feel like you're playing against a Storm player with one card in hand. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't think there's much that Cecil could do here to lose this game.
I agree. Richard, I think that's rough.
Especially with the Death Right activation on board.
I still believe that you're... Yeah, so he's going to go to the next game. All right, so we'll jump in and take a look at some deck lists real fast. So what have we got? Let's have a look. So first of all, we're going to get to see a little bit about the players. Thick and beardy. Swipe up for premium.
He's definitely thick and beardy. His beard is the best one from Frankston, but that isn't to say much. I think it's garbage compared to anything Malvern could present and throw at it.
2 pieces of pod.deck.
That's probably a reference to the birthing pod chilling.
That's great. And then we have Richard Owen.
I love this picture of him. I think it really brings out his eyes.
Also, this quote. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Gifts is too hard. Scry to the bottom. I mean, look, I don't know if you've ever tried to play a combo deck.
Okay, sorry, what is Mails from Nexus?
Mails from Nexus? It costs Wooburg. How do you not know this card?
Is that the what?
It costs Wooburg.
Yeah.
It costs one of each. It's an enchantment.
Yeah.
Might be legendary. I don't know. That'll pull me up if I'm wrong. And it gives the first spell you cast every turn Cascade.
Jesus.
Is it good?
That's pretty good.
Probably not.
All right, cool. Well, anyway, so let's take a look at some decks. This is Cecil's 2 bees in a pod. So it's basically mono black with a birthing pod.
Yeah, the birthing pod, it's completely off color. There is no green mana sources to activate it. Didn't even go into the fetch land, dual land aspect because it really hurts your Blood Moon game too much. 17 snow-covered swamps. You know,
It just wants to cast single black, double black, triple black, quad black.
That's exactly it. You know, if your opponent plays a Blood Moon and you sit there looking at 2 fetch lands in your hand, you're in for a rough time, and that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, it's the things, like you say, you want the double black on turn 2. You want the triple black, if you have it, on turn 3.
Well, I mean, that's it. He's got a lot of cards that are BB on 2. He's got BBB on 3 in Giraffe's Messenger and Gatekeeper.
He's got BBBB on 4.
He certainly does. And then there's the lines with, Gravecrawler Carrion Feeder where spend as much black as he wants to.
Yep. Sideboard-wise, Sad Sack. It's pretty sick. What else has he got that's good? Ubermask. Ubermask?
Mask stops players drawing cards.
Ubermask
Let's
is
have a
pretty
look
good.
here. Revoker is good. Revoker specifically does stop mana abilities.
Unmask as well.
Collective Brutality.
Sad Sack.
Sadistic Sacrament's the best card in the board.
Yeah. So that's pretty sweet.
Brutality is not a bad option. If Cecil paid any attention to last week, the same matchup actually happened in top 4 of our event last week. And post-board, the Storm player, mono black player played turn 1 Sadistic Sacrament, turn 3 Praetor's Grasp, stealing the opponent's Black Lotus, turn 4 use your Black Lotus, Mind Twist you for 5, and then lost.
And still lost.
That happened just because Richard just played a turn 3 Monastery Mentor.
And killed him with a bunch of not so much 1/1s, but you know.
Might see Plague Engineer come in here, just as an answer to Empty the Warrens, any sideboarded young Pyromancers and Monastery Mentor.
So, speaking of...
Pyromancer. Alright, so let's have a look here on the sideboard for Richard Owen. He will bring in the Pack Rat. That was part of him being selected for the team today. He's bringing in Pack Rat all day, every day. We had a long, in-depth discussion about how many rats you can make on turn 1. His deck list, we decided on 3.
He doesn't have a huge amount of answers here as such. But I mean, that said, he's playing a Storm deck, so you're not really citing in much in the way of
that's
answers.
Exactly right. You just need answers for your opponents.
Mentor's probably coming in, Pack Rat. Okay,
Mentor
sure.
and Pack Rat and Warrens are all coming in here.
Yeah.
You need to diversify your win conditions, otherwise your opponent's going to find a way to remove your tendrils. And actually, you can see here that the reason he didn't go for that tendrils to 2, that would leave him with 0 ways to kill him.
Literally playing... He had not a single way to do 2 damage beyond that?
Not a single way.
Right.
No creatures in the main deck, not even a spirit
So
guide.
he literally just straight up miscalced. Is he playing miscalc?
He's not playing. You might also see the Pyroclasm come.
Yeah, okay, so we'll jump back in. They're about to start.
Okay.
So it'll be Richard on the play.
Like Cecil's on a mulligan to 6.
Cecil's on a mulligan to 6. Richard leads with a fetch of the ton variety. Hey, look.
What do we got here? Let's have a look. We got Empty the Warrens, A Gift's Ungiven, Im to Turak, and deck does play a lot of interaction for us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
It's definitely...
discard and
he definitely seems like that kind of player that really wants to be in control of how he wins and when he wins and how he plays and stuff. He doesn't want to just sort of solitaire.
That's true. Yeah, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want his victory to be at the mercy of his opponent. He will be able to interact back.
Yeah, for sure.
The mulligan rules being used today are the Vancouver mulligan, laid back event, and seeing as that's the mulligan rule moving forward, we figured, hey, why not give it a shot?
Is it called the Vancouver mulligan?
It is called the Vancouver.
Not the London mulligan?
No, the London was tested in London.
But that is not the rules we... that's what we're using, right?
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Which place did we test this? We're using the new one where you put a card on the bottom.
London mull.
Yeah, all right. We'll go with London.
What are you on about?
Vancouver's the one before it?
Ladies and gentlemen, level 2 judge.
Look, you don't have to be good at the game. I know how the mulligan works. I don't know geography.
Level 2 judge, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll get the school kids in here later for the geography test.
Yeah, so no, we are using the London mulligan.
Strip mine, baby.
Oh, God. All right.
Richard's very tight on resources here.
Oh, and the duress is probably going to hit the war. Oh, Warrens? Or do you hit the gifts? Okay. Take your opponent off any way to do anything at the moment. Well, you disagree?
I don't know. I could also see taking the Rite of Flame.
The Rite of Flame, sorry, not the Storm. Yeah, okay.
I have been corrected in the chat. Richard could have won game 1 with the Tendrils to put him to 2. Sign in blood for Lee.
Sign in blood, you. That's awesome.
That's why it's in your deck, right?
Oh, this is just looking dandy for Cess.
Yeah, so we got a Deathrite Shaman here, a Mutavault providing some amount of pressure as well.
And a bunch of
Good
ways
plan.
to empty the bin as it happens.
So is Richard just going to fire off Rite of Flame into Empty the Warrens here, get goblins and pray for the best? It's not great.
Deluge first? If that is your line, you deluge first, right? But that can't be the line, surely.
I mean, if you deluge first, it means next.
Yeah, and get empty for 5 or something.
For 6 goblins.
You get 6? Yeah, okay. I'm definitely not a Storm player. I regularly, whenever I'm versing Storm players, I pretty much just say, tell me when something I need to tell me when I need to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm known for playing my blue do nothing decks. So
Yeah.
typically I'll just.
Yeah, so it fires off the deluge. I think you have to. The Deathrite represents just too much interruption into your plan.
Well, it also just provides a second black source. Before Cecil drew this land, it was actually pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but it also just sits there and nogs away at your graveyard, taking away things you need. Mutavault for pressure. Why not, boys? To Carnophage. Because
It's got a downside.
okay.
all right, we see a Manamorphose in hand here as well. So this
could be an empty for a few.
This is quite a reasonable line. Rite of Flame, 5 mana. So if you draw any one,
Has he played? He hasn't played a land yet, has
he hasn't played a land.
Manamorphose.
Okay.
The Pyretic.
Desperate Ritual here.
Desperate Ritual. Okay.
Looking at 8 goblins.
That's a lot.
That's a real number.
Yeah, he's going to do it. Empty for 8.
Oh, I love the tokens. Oh no, he's short 2 tokens. Oh no, I've got them in my pocket.
Get him some tokens, stat. You want to go out and give some tokens?
I'll be right back.
Hold on, we can't have that. We can't have green sleeves on. We can't have green sleeves on stream. Got to get 2 more Jimbos on the table. Stand by. There we go. Can't have. Yeah.
Oh, much better. I gave him a pile of about 20. You know.
You literally were carrying around your own tokens in your pocket.
Mate, would you not?
Yes.
Actually, we do have tokens with your face on.
We do. Sorry?
You want some?
I have heaps. I use them. I play them in my deck. They Thopters regularly.
Thopters? I'm a goblin.
Or sometimes 1/1 constructs.
I've been a star elemental today.
Actually, does Deretti Ingenious Iconoclast, does he make constructs?
Yeah.
Then I've also been a construct.
I'm typically a
with
monk.
Defender.
Most of the time I find myself being a monk.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So, if you're Cecil, do you reckon he sided in? I don't know.
Right.
What's he got that wipes the board?
Just got to point out right here, actually, if Richard attacks with all of them, the Pack Rat can grow to a 2/2 just by the Mutavault activating itself.
Yeah, but he's just gonna block one, kills one.
As in, I think if Richard attacks with all 8, Cecil can block both, block with both, and activate Mutavault so that his rat doesn't die.
Yeah. Does Cecil have like a
Well, let's find out. Carrion Feeder and Contamination.
Contamination's pretty good.
Have the creatures to feed it.
It's true.
I mean, he's got a few creatures, but also he's just behind on board. If he's sacrificing creatures to Contamination, then...
Back rat.
Yeah, I mean, that's still just, that turns it into losing your entire mana every turn and your card in hand every turn, and then Richard just attacks for 8.
True. Does he have well in the deck? Does he actually have a way to wipe the board? Has he got like a?
What does Cecil have in the deck to wipe the board? He might have. I know he's got a sideboarded Dead of Winter. Is that the name of the card? It's the new snow. It gives all creatures -1 for all your snow permanents.
Yeah, he was talking about it. It's very good. He literally. I was talking to Cess earlier today, and he's basically said that card is very good. All right, so Richard's in a good spot here. The old empty for some.
This is a less good spot now. Cecil, he did see the line of blocking 2 rat with the rat and pumping.
Right, so he blocked 2 of them. Do you reckon Richard didn't see it, or Richard just felt that he had to attack?
I think Richard had to attack regardless. And
So
I think
if you're Cecil here, you attack.
No.
You don't think so? Okay, you're just stabilizing until you stop your opponent from winning. He did just draw a bunch of cards.
The Contamination here is going to be it's going to be 2 Time Walks, basically.
Yeah, just you don't get to do anything for this turn and probably the next.
Going to eat the Carnophage this turn, probably. It's going to eat the Carrion Feeder the next turn. You can't do that.
He literally just read the card. Cecil.
You still got that button? What's that button?
All right, let's do it. Ah, no,
that's
wrong
the wrong
button.
button. What are you putting that button for?
No. What happened?
Put the button, man.
Yeah, that one. This blade. No. All right. Oh, why'd the button move? We need more of them. We need like a blowout and stuff. Did I? I'm sorry. Am I missing something, or did I literally just watch Richard pick up the card, read it, put it down, and then immediately try and cast a blue spell?
Yeah, I mean it happens. It happens.
Like just disregard what it does. It's now in play facing Richard.
He should just put it on his own lands.
Oh, I love it.
That's the thing, though, is that in tapping his lands every turn to do these things, Packrat can no longer block, and that makes it a losing race.
I'm sorry, Cecil's on 2?
Yeah. That's what happens when 8 goblins attack.
Out. Okay. Cecil's dead.
If he drew the land there, he could survive another turn. Alright, so he's got a Fatal... A Night's Whisper, which is
If you're Cecil,
famously good on 2 life.
if you're Cecil there, don't you just yield the contamination, keep up the carrion feeder?
The Carnophage.
Carnophage,
The
sorry.
Carnophage still costs you a life every turn anyway.
Yeah,
That's the downside of it. It's a 1 mana 2/2, man.
Yeah, but it's a life, right? It's better than I don't know. You block and get to
Mate.
swing. Like
Cecil is bona fide dead here.
back it up. No, what are we missing? Something?
Fatal Push.
Push.
Push 1.
Block.
Block the
block,
other 2.
block.
Go to 1.
Go to 1.
Alright.
Hope to.
Doomsday. Contamination is good mana fixing for Doomsday. You heard it here first.
Richard doesn't play Doomsday.
No, he does sometimes and he doesn't sometimes.
I saw him playing it the other day, but he's not playing it today. Yeah. I think, actually, the last time I spoke to him about it, he literally said that, yeah, he doesn't like Doomsday because it can just lead to a lot of really complicated stuff, and sometimes it's just easier to just not do that.
Ooh, here we are then. We do
Wait, he
have
does
the
play Doomsday. Oh, wait, I didn't see it. All right.
Commentary, man.
Well, I'll just leave. I'll just leave.
Let's get this bloke from the chat in here. He knows what's going on.
That's brilliant. All right, so
He's much better at this.
what do you reckon his pile is?
This is the worst part of me doing this, is that I have not... Is he putting Packrat in the pile?
He has to do one. He has to do one damage. Don't you just put Sign in Blood on the top?
Son, he's got...
Don't you just put Sign in Blood on the top?
I mean, look, Tendrils.
Sign in Blood. Just do it with style. Who just called me Jiggins?
No, that's Jiggins in the chat there. This chat is rowdy today. We've got a Bill Murphy. We've got a Vance. We got the Jig. We had Sav in here before. I saw Doug's before.
Sav was talking.
It's a great chat.
Did they call a judge?
Yeah, that might be a question about whether you can still gush with a contamination in play. The answer is yes. Doesn't change the land types.
It just says what they tap for.
Yeah.
Not a Blood Moon.
Definitely not a Blood Moon. No.
Not a Blood Moon.
What do you mean? Blood Moon's fair and balanced. I haven't won any games today off Blood Moon.
You haven't played Magic today?
Actually, I played one game of Magic today.
Oh, you did? You won.
And I won with Blood Moon.
Actually, you did. Man, I should just leave. Is this window open? All right. Richard is...
I'm a little disappointed that there's only one Jimbo token left in play at the moment, honestly. I liked it better when there was more of my face.
On the stream.
All right. Do you want me to go give him some Marcus tokens?
No. They don't even accurately represent me. They break the rules of accurately representing the game state because they have glasses. I don't have glasses anymore.
Yeah, you had laser eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you find them laser eyes?
Pretty good. Recommend. Yeah, exactly. All he needs is way to do. He should do 4 cards that get into a Sign in Blood and then Sign in Blood his opponent.
So he's holding a land. So he's looking at untapping and just going Gush into Tendrils and Sign in Blood for 3 copies of 2 damage. Yeah. Sign in Blood me, Tendrils you.
Unless Zach can literally untap and kill him, but I don't think that...
So we're upkeep making another rat, losing the rat. And Cecil's got to feel like that's not a winning play.
No. He thought about it. Thought about it.
Got here. That's not an island. Island. That's not an island, mate. Yeah, much better.
Thought I was going to have to tell him off over the... Sign in Blood you.
Woo, we got him.
Got him. Oh, that's brilliant.
That means we're going into a game 3 here.
Game 3, lads.
All right, so do you think... Let's have a look. Is any sideboarding going to change here? Was Richard Owen not prepared for the contamination? I don't think there's any way he could prepare.
Well, let's take a look at Owens again.
Yeah, so, I mean, the only sideboard answer to the contamination is the Chain of Vapor.
I don't think
that's... I mean, I guess, a card like Massacre is an answer to contamination.
Yeah.
See, he did board in the Tundra, which means that the Monastery Mentor came in as well.
I'm curious if Cecil has an answer to an Empty the Warrens or to a Mentor.
Okay, so the discussion after this match last week was Plague Engineer is good because it's a creature. It's a 3-mana 2/2. At worst, it's going to come down and just beat face.
Yep. Friction Obliterator. Yeah, that's an answer.
I mean, Obliterator is pretty good. Dead of Winter is the other possible option as a sideboard card for it. But I don't think Dead of Winter is correct to board in here.
I agree. I think you bring in Plague Engineer.
I agree. I'm also curious to see whether he's brought in the Withered Wretch. That card is absolutely stellar in this. It's like Scavenging Ooze, except not good.
The Wretch. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
It's a black 2/2. It's a bear.
Okay.
Depends on your bear alignment chart standings. And it just has pay a generic exile a card from a graveyard. The cool part of Scavenging Ooze without the being green. Not a big fan of being green. It's not easy. Probably want to look in the sideboard.
Oh, it's in the board. Oh, yeah, that'll be why. I couldn't find it. Yeah, that's just a 2/2 for 2.
Cecil's also got Force of Despair. That in the main deck. That is a stellar answer to Oh
no. Sorry, boys.
Can I put that on your face?
I keep misplaying. Why is it unhidden? Oh man, that's what we get when I try and add things last minute.
Vance, you might be right there. He might have tapped his Flooded Strand for mana to cast Doomsday. If he did, I will definitely chastise him later. He also tapped it for Gush, to bounce with Gush, and that's just not going to fly either.
Yeah. Wait. So does the contamination stop you from fetching?
No.
No, because it's still a fetch land. It just whatever you fetch will produce black.
All the contamination does is that any land that taps and adds mana, instead it adds B instead of any other color or quantity.
What else?
Your fetch lands are still fetch lands. It's just everything you fetch is a swamp. It's like a super Urborg.
So I had an interesting chat with Cess earlier, and he was saying that he's actually sided Mind Twist out in a few matchups.
Out in a few matchups.
Why? He thinks it's too slow.
It's a Dark Ritual deck.
He would prefer to simply cast discard 2.
Him to Turret?
Him, and then something else. He doesn't want to have to waste 3 or 4 mana.
Alright, let's put it this way, mate. Once you've told me that, I'm glad Cecil's not representing my team.
Have a chat with him. He made some fair points. I think it's more the fact he doesn't want to play it. He doesn't want to play it against really good, against the faster decks.
I say one bad thing about a Frankston player, and the Frankston coach has just busted the door down.
Well, Richard Owen just killed Cess with a Sign in Blood U.
Yeah. But he also tried. Cess's plays were excellent. He also tried to gush back a Flooded Strand.
I just don't tap in the.
Cecil's looking at an Unmask.
Unmask is sick. He did bring in the Unmask.
Unmask. Wow, I didn't even.
Yeah, Unmask.
Nah. I mean, it's great paired with this Inquisition here, so you can see whether you need to fire off the other one.
He needs to get the Sign in Blood. Oh, is that a Mind's Desire?
That is, but Inquisition's not going to take that.
Unmask will.
That's Rain of Filth. Rain of Tears? The one that stacks your lands to get mana. Not the one that Stone Rains.
Bubbling?
Definitely not Bubbling.
I really want to play Bubbling.
It's definitely not Bubbling Muck. No, it gives all your lands, sacrifice a land, get a black.
Bubbling Muck is... No, Bubbling Muck is High Tide for black.
Get out of here with your garbage. Whose side are you on, man?
Not yours.
Yeah, well. Shows. We mentioned that this matchup happened in our top 4 last
Yeah,
week.
and he lost. Kirk put some black cards together and built a deck. Congratulations, Kirk. Yeah. So Cess is playing a deck that belongs to Kirk, who we know isn't watching.
Bye, Scott.
All right. So far we've seen thoughts. Was it Thoughtseize?
It was an Inquisition.
Inquisition into Unmask.
Took the Sign in Blood and the Gataxian Probe.
What did he remove? What did he remove to Unmask?
Beseech the Queen.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He's just trying to stop him dead in his tracks.
That's a pretty nice. That's a nice sequence of cards.
Nice
into the duress. Oh, got him. Richard's having a rough game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what black does here. Is it just?
What did he take with the Mind's Desire? What did he take with the Unmask if he didn't take the
Gataxian Probe?
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Is that Mind's Desire costs 6. It's irrelevant unless Richard Owen just draws. If Richard Owen draws Black Lotus,
yeah,
we're off to the races, boys.
Lotus Mind's Desire for 1? Probably not.
No, it'd be Lotus Rain of Filth Desire for 3.
Oh no, he's probably not doing that.
That's just your opinion.
So Cess is likely gonna get.
What Cecil needs to do here is he needs to find a clock. Needs to find a way to provide pressure.
Duress is pretty good here though,
because all of this is all well and good until Richard Owen draws a Yawgmoth's Will.
Land Duress. One over there. That's a Narset. Care.
all of this is all fine and dandy, but then Richard Owen can just draw
Think
a
you take the Rain?
Yawgmoth
No, he's
Squill.
going to take the Narset. Okay.
Is keeping on this plan of keeping Richard Owen off relevant cards.
Okay. You don't take the Rainifield there? Yeah, which is what you need once you draw a card that's relevant.
The Narset is very powerful in that it's card selection.
Narset costs 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So as a 3-mana impulse here, find something like a Lotus Roll. Or anything like that.
Yeah, look, that said, there's a discussion going on about the Mind Twist thing, and I agree now. Sess would love to untap with Mind Twist and twist for 3 here.
Oh, of course.
That'd be pretty nice.
Now, the Narset was less powerful because of the Mutavault.
Yeah, but Sess doesn't want to be attacking a Narset. He wants to be attacking Richard.
Well, he also just wants casting.
Yeah. Does he got Mind Twist in hand?
I mean, with all the chat talking about it, I really
No, I
hope
think
he does.
I hope he does.
Otherwise
I think he was just discussing the fact that
So the Mind Twist is an invocation. So
I called him out for well, that's a Wasteland. That's pretty good. I called him out for discussing that he didn't like it, but well, you know.
And looks
actually,
rough.
this has not been updated. So let's get this correct. Hey?
Other card in Undergrowth Tutor.
What? Yeah, there's the twist for 3.
All right, get to keep one of them. Let's hope it's
Do you
Mind's
wait?
Desire.
Do you wait for twist for 4?
Nah.
Twist for 3 is better.
All it takes is Richard Owen to draw a
So he hits.
keeps the desire. Oh, baby.
That's yeah okay. It's not that great. Let's be real.
You say that, but all I'm seeing here,
3 lands in play, 1 card in hand. It's
all I'm
Desire.
seeing is he's going to draw Lotus. He's going to cast Desire. X is
What
2.
is
He's
the
going
other?
to flip over LED and Yawgmoth Swill, and then he's going to cast another Desire for like 73.
Could happen. Let's be real.
It could. Got to believe in the heart of the cards, mate. He used a Yu-Gi-Oh artwork, Mind Twist.
Narset's a dig through time. Narset could be a dig through time in like 4 turns.
Narset like over 2 turns.
All right, land go.
The Mind Twist for anything is game over. Last week in the top 4, Richard Owen beat a Mind Twist for 5 on turn.
He did. He's got to draw pretty well here. In fairness, like let's be real. Like it is very draw dependent at this point.
He needs to draw a pointed card
Yep.
in the next 2.
Wasteland him off. Can't take him off red, unfortunately, but that's fine. Cast's pretty good.
Richard needs to draw a pointed card in the next couple of draw steps. Or Cecil needs to draw some amount of graveyard interact.
Yeah.
Have access to
Does he
much?
play Spellbomb? Play Spellbomb?
I have to ask him.
Or Kirk?
The only card that he does have access to that's going to answer this graveyard is the Withered.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, Storm Deck can just draw into Yawgmoth Swill.
Yeah, it's just true.
Granted, Yawgmoth Swill by itself is not so great here, but
Yeah. What else has he got? There's nothing else really. At this point, he's just putting on pressure and hoping you're.
Mausoleum Secrets is looking.
Yeah, at this point, Cess just has to hope he's literally on the pray your opponent doesn't draw relevant cards. Awesome.
Not a bad one. Actually,
You need a better team.
I need the text of Mausoleum Secrets because I think Cecil should be a black card. All right,
Where is Mausoleum
mind.
Secrets?
bottom of the list, mate. Bottom of the list.
Undergrowth.
Instant?
Search your
Ow.
library for a black card with converted mana cost of less than or equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Reveal it, put it into a hand, and then shuffle your library. So he could go and get nothing relevant.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a card in the game that he could get because. Richard. Time. Or a card with words
Time
on
is
it.
now. That's an island. That literally has no words.
said words.
Yeah, I did.
word.
One job. Richard, mate, you're off the team.
All right. Well, we're gonna come back to us. 'Cause
Ooh. He could have Mausoleum Secreted for Pact, Slaughter Pact. Not very good. But I mean, it's
yes,
black card.
it's a true statement.
Zero.
The statement is no less true.
that was a very back and forth. I mean, I say back and forth. It didn't look back and forth, but
Things
knowing
happen.
the Storm deck and knowing how it can just come out of nowhere, the power of the cards in that deck are insane. And I think Cecil found the right line of taking the Gataxian Probe and the Manamorphose and the Narset, taking off the cards that can find the powerful cards.
Yeah, Cecil definitely experienced versus Storm, and just in multiple formats. So understanding, the importance of not just taking off the payoff cards, but taking away, cards, as you say, like Git Probe.
Yeah, I mean, that's right, because the Storm deck, it's very... The cards are all either really good or really bad.
Yep.
And cards like Impulse and Narset Parter Veils just dig all the way through the deck.
Yeah, they're cards you got to care about. Yep.
And a card like Rain of Filth.
All right, well, we have about 10 minutes left in the round, going into round 6. Round 6, jeez.
Yeah, going into round 6.
Flying through it. I don't believe, let's have a quick look, I don't believe that there's much chance that this is going to go any other way.
What? Nah.
But
scoreboard must be incorrect, man.
Why?
I mean, I'm sitting here looking. That's what. $20, 11, 1. That is nowhere near as one-sided as it should be, and I'm gonna have to appeal that.
Actually, you're not the judge. So
no, yeah, I'm
go for word.
I'm gonna go get the judge, and I'm gonna get them to fix up the scoreboard because there's no way that the BMS have won a third of their games here. That's
apparently they have. All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes with the next round.
See you then.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.